Hey, this quick walkthrough is for anyone who has ever stared at a long footage file thinking they need captions, clips, and maybe just a little bit of their sanity back. I want to show you the standard way people handle captions in Premiere Pro, followed by a much faster, less painful approach I've adopted for automation. Think of this as a friendly showdown. Premiere's established process versus an automated tool that saves you serious hours if you create content at scale. So first up, if you are in Premiere Pro and simply need a clean transcript and basic captions, let's walk through that typical workflow. You must start by importing your video and ensuring it's placed on a sequence, because Premiere ties transcription generation directly to that sequence. Once your clip is settled on the timeline, navigate to the top menu, select Window, and then choose the text option. Doing that action opens a dedicated panel where you will find the crucial Transcript tab. Inside that tab, you simply click the Transcribe button, and then you have to wait a few moments for the processing to begin. Premiere diligently processes the audio data and then outputs a complete transcript that already has the necessary timecodes attached. After that, you can convert that text into actual captions, meticulously edit any errors, adjust the timing, and export in whatever format your final platform demands, like SRT or STL. On the surface, that workflow sounds straightforward, and frankly, Premiere does a reasonably good job for those infrequent one-off projects. However, there are a few real-world issues I need to flag, particularly if you are a creator needing to pull 100 short clips from one long video every week. First, while the transcription accuracy is generally fine, you absolutely still have to proofread everything. Things like proper nouns, local slang, or noisy background conversations are still confusing for automated systems, and a human needs to correct those mistakes. Second, the entire sequence of tasks is quite manual. Import, sequence setup, transcribe, convert to captions, and then manually cut the clips or export. If you're just doing this process one time, it's no big deal. But if you need 10 short, high-impact clips from a single hour-long live stream, that routine quickly becomes extremely tedious. Then there is the issue of application weight. Premiere is incredibly powerful, but it is also very heavy software. It's a full, non-linear editor built for professionals demanding granular, frame-by-frame control over every element. That level of control is fantastic, until you realize you're spending full editor time just to create simple outputs meant for social media feeds. And we cannot forget the cost, as Adobe subscriptions are not insignificant, and many creators hesitate to pay a premium for a tool primarily used for captioning and light clipping. Now that we've covered the hurdles, let's shift our focus to some alternative solutions. You have services like Otter or Rev, which are fundamentally transcription-first tools in their operation. While they are excellent at delivering highly accurate transcripts, they are essentially one-trick ponies. You receive text, maybe some timestamps, and the video chopping is entirely up to you. Descript is another well-known player in this space, and it honestly bridges that gap by offering a text-based editor for cutting video. Descript is fantastic for certain creators, but it still demands a hands-on editorial pass and often feels like yet another separate step before scheduling or posting. This is precisely where a tool like Vizard enters the picture, and why I'm recommending it to creators needing consistent short-form posts from long content without the weekly burnout. Vizard tackles the core problem in a fundamentally different way. It doesn't just hand you the transcript and leave the clipping to chance. It intelligently scans your long videos, automatically identifies the most viral-worthy segments, and prepares them as ready-to-post clips. You can almost think of it as having a dedicated, highly efficient junior editor whose specialty is spotting moments that perform well on social media platforms. This functionality is the auto-editing viral clips feature, which selects resonant parts and preps them so you can review and publish with speed. Secondly, the auto-schedule feature is an absolute game changer when your goal is maintaining a steady posting cadence without micromanaging every single upload. Instead of manually loading each clip onto your platforms and setting the exact time, you simply tell the AI your desired frequency, like 2 clips per day, and it handles the timing automatically. This means you achieve a consistent publishing schedule without getting bogged down in that repetitive day-to-day grind. For any creator striving to remain top of mind with their audience, that level of automated consistency is truly priceless. Thirdly, the content calendar provides one single dashboard to manage absolutely everything. Your scheduled clips, any final edits, and all connected platforms. You eliminate the constant switching back and forth between your transcription app, your editing suite, and your separate social media schedulers. You view everything on a clear calendar, make minor tweaks to posts, reassign a clip if needed, and publish directly from that one hub. It essentially becomes the central nervous system for successfully executing your entire short-form content strategy. Now, I need to be perfectly clear. Vizard is not trying to replace Premiere when it comes to detailed, frame-perfect professional motion graphics or editing. If your project requires meticulous color grading, complex visual effects, or highly cinematic cuts, then Premiere is still unquestionably the superior choice. But for creators whose primary mission is efficiently repurposing long videos into dozens of valuable bite-sized social posts, Vizard eliminates so much wasted effort and removes those tedious routine steps. Instead of the whole sequence, open Premiere, transcribe, export clips, manually upload, and then schedule, you get a streamlined flow where AI finds the best parts, prepares them, and helps queue them up for you. Let's look at a few practical scenarios to illustrate the significant difference this makes in your workload. If you produce a weekly podcast or a 90-minute live stream, the old method means importing the whole file, scrubbing through to find good moments, transcribing, cutting clips, exporting, and finally scheduling. That entire process will easily consume at least half a full workday for one piece of content. With Vizard, you upload the complete video, allow the AI to conduct its thorough scan, and in a surprisingly short time, you receive a batch of polished clip candidates with suggested captions and titles. Your only job is to quickly skim the suggestions, make minor tweaks, and give final approval. Following that, Vizard automatically takes those approved clips and pushes them into the publishing queue for you. Depending on how detail-oriented you are, this entire transformation can take just an hour or two at the absolute maximum. Now, comparing this to those pure transcription tools like Otter or Revi, yes, they will successfully deliver you raw text. But their assistance stops right there. The critical work of identifying the best clips and actually assembling the final videos still falls entirely back on your shoulders. Descript does offer a slightly smoother editorial experience with its text-first editing, but scaling your output and maintaining a consistent rhythm across multiple social channels still requires stitching together different third-party tools. Vizard's main advantage is bundling that scale-friendly functionality into one cohesive product: detection, automated clipping, scheduling, and calendar management all together. Let's briefly discuss the final considerations of budget and the necessary learning curve involved with each option. Premiere Pro requires a significant initial time investment to learn its complexity, alongside the mandatory ongoing subscription fee. Some of the dedicated transcription services often operate on a pay-per-minute model, which can add up quickly. Vizard, conversely, is engineered to minimize churn, which means reducing the churn of your time as much as it reduces your financial output. For creators who prioritize content consistency and want to expand their social presence without the expense of hiring a full-time editor, this tool is certainly worth a trial run. If you find yourself only publishing content once in a great while, sticking with Premiere or using a simpler transcription tool might still be the more sensible path. But if you are actively building a high-output content engine, Vizard fundamentally shifts the balance, so your creative energy goes toward ideas, not repetitive exporting tasks. Okay, let's bring this comparison to a close for now. If your absolute minimum need is just a quick transcript and captions and you are already totally comfortable within the Premiere environment, the core sequence is: sequence your clip, open window text, hit transcribe, wait, then convert to captions or export the raw file. That remains the essential quick and dirty path that functions perfectly well for single, isolated projects. However, if your goal is transforming one long video into dozens of short, consumable pieces while maintaining posting regularity, you should explore Vizard's integrated system. That system includes automatic viral clip detection, AI-driven scheduling based on your chosen posting rhythm, and that content calendar to centralize all organization. Crucially, it is not trying to usurp Premiere's toolbox for detailed editing. It is designed specifically to eliminate the repetitive, time-consuming grunt work that commonly slows down creators. I truly hope this overview helps you decide, because whether you stay with Premiere or explore something more automated, you now have a clear map of your available options. If you are curious, I am happy to walk you through a live demonstration of how I take an entire long live stream inside Vizard and pull out a full week's worth of scheduled social clips. It is genuinely satisfying to watch the artificial intelligence handle the heavy lifting, while you only need to dedicate a short time slot to refining the final output. Thank you for listening today. Now go out there and create amazing content. And please let me know if you would like to see that Vizard walkthrough.